Lynn from LSTV, and we're here with Tallulah. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. She just played an amazing set. How did you find it?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, they've all been great. They've all been really different. You know, every kind of university's got a different vibe, different room kind of thing. But yeah, it's good.
Good. So you did a really cool song called Black Seagull that you just performed for us live. Can you tell us a little bit about the meaning behind the song and how you got there to writing it?
Yeah, I basically just finished Manchester uni and I went down to London, and I was kind of been writing songs for a couple of years and playing in bands and stuff, but was kind of still really kind of lacking in confidence. And I started playing with this really amazing drummer, and he just kept saying to me, you need to just keep writing, and just keep believing in yourself and keep listening to music. And that kind of little message just kind of got lodged in my head, and out came Black Seagull. So it's kind of, I mean, it's a song that I first recorded in 2006. It's on my first album, Libellus, and I play it at every gig because it holds a really special meaning for me. It's just something really kind of, I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but it's like a little kind of I can't think of the right word, but it's just something that kind of always reminds me of, like, whenever I'm playing, it's like a reflection of like where I'm at that point, and you can kind of just see where I've come from.
So how did you said you grew up in a household full of music and you had a lot of influences behind that, obviously. How did you first get into music, and how did you know that this is what you wanted to do as a career?
I've been singing since I was 5. I remember my dad giving me, like, arranging for me to have singing lessons at school, and it was just something that from that point onwards I always did. And then when I was about 14, I got an electric guitar, and that kind of was it, really. I just kind of, I'm self-taught on the guitar, but I just you know, I always wrote like lyrics, kind of poetry was always something that I did. And I remember an old boyfriend of mine writing me this poem when I was like 14 or 15, and just being like, I can do that, you know, and that kind of was like a little kind of challenge. And so I started writing, and then, yeah, it all just naturally unfolded.
So on a slightly different topic, what do you think about the music industry nowadays with shows like The X Factor and The Voice, and you get musicians like yourself coming in and auditioning for these judges? How do you feel about that kind of path to the music industry?
I think it really depends what you want as a person, you know. I think it's fantastic that The X Factor and The Voice have given, like, this platform for people to really kind of express their creativity, and for some people that's what they want to do. They want to sing other people's songs, and that's their vibe, that's their thing. It's just not really mine, you know. And it's a very different journey, it's a very different path. For me, kind of, you know, I'm a singer-songwriter, you know, my music is my art. That sounds quite pretentious in a way, but it's literally like, kind of, I live and breathe it. And I've kind of, you know, the idea of having books, the idea of all the kind of things that go up into making my music are my kind of concepts, and me kind of growing as a person, and me exploring different kind of avenues. Whereas I think with the more manufactured artist, that's more of a marketing team behind someone that's kind of creating the product that is what they want to create. So it's a very different thing. I mean, I got asked to be on The Voice and in the first season, and I thought about it on and off for ages. I was like, do I want to do this? Do I not want to do this? Do I want to, you know, because I'd been kind of independent and unsigned and unknown for such a long time. And in the end, I was just like, you know, I don't want to get up on stage and sing other people's songs. You know, if they'd invited me to sing my own songs, then maybe I would have thought about it differently. But it was just kind of, that's not who I am as an artist. And it's something that, you know, I think has held me back in some ways, because I kind of, you know, it's never been about being famous for me. It's about making music.
Just going back to, obviously we've heard you today at Coffee House Sessions. You've been going around several different universities, performing your songs, performing covers. How have you found it going around with the Coffee House tour? What's been your view of the experience?
It's kind of really mixed. You know, there's been some really amazing ones, you know, that have just been great, and it's just kind of effortless. And then there's some other ones where you've really got to kind of, you know, draw people in, and the spaces really kind of, and the sound can really determine how a gig kind of starts, if you know what I mean. So, but I've been really surprised generally at all of the shows the response. I wasn't quite sure whether students would be, into this music, into my music. I've toured a lot, but I've never toured student unions, and it's been really, really great. It's been really encouraging, and every single gig I've done, there's been a group of people that have just been like, "That was amazing. We want to come and see you play again," and or the press, like all these kind of, things that I've been doing. People have just been like, "That was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. That was the best one we've seen. It was great." And it's been like, "Oh wow, okay, thank you." So it's been great. It's been a really good confidence booster, actually. Yeah, it's been good.
Okay, so you've spoken a bit about crowdfunding and how difficult it can be in the music industry. What do you think so far has been your biggest challenge?
Myself. My own self-belief. It's kind of, when you come to be doing a third crowdfunding campaign, and initially the reason I came to do this album through crowdfunding is I was dropped by the label I was really briefly signed with in Berlin, and I also signed a publishing deal over here, and that then fell apart, and so I kind of came into doing this album with an album full of songs, and Danton Suppel, who is the producer, really wanting to do it, but no money to do it, and just thinking, why aren't I signed, or why, am I not good enough? Those kind of questions. I just have to really keep trusting and really keep believing in myself, and keep believing that the songs and the message needs to get out there, and that so I think kind of just, me is my biggest.
Great, thank you so much, Tallulah. We really enjoyed it.
Great.